Hello and welcome to the audio newsletter for the 1st of April 2026, presented by myself, Felicity, and Angie. This newsletter's executive message was from NatRoad CEO Warren Clark.
Following sustained pressure from NatRoad, we are pleased to welcome the announcement that the road user charge will drop to zero for 3 months. This will provide some immediate relief for operators. We've outlined more about the changes to the road user charge and how to benefit from the reduction in this newsletter. It's a positive first step, but it's not enough. Much more needs to be done to keep trucks on the road while the fuel crisis continues. NatRoad is pressing governments to act urgently, including calling for banks and equipment lenders to implement a 6-month effective moratorium, $25,000 grants to be made available to small trucking businesses from the Disaster Recovery Assistance Fund, the federal government's move to work with states and territories to rebate GST to commercial operators on diesel, the ATO to delay the commencement of Payday Super, currently due to start on the 1st of July 2026, and the state governments to urgently review and update guidelines for freight cost calculations. To support our calls and keep the pressure on both federal and state governments, we are asking members to share your experiences by completing a short anonymous survey on how the fuel crisis is affecting your business. Survey responses from operators of all sizes across the country will help us clearly show what is happening on the ground and why further action is needed. You can take the short 5-minute survey by clicking on the link in the newsletter.
NatRoad wants to show government the real impact the fuel crisis is having on the road freight industry. We're asking operators across Australia to share their experience. Your input helps build a clear picture of what's happening on the ground. As the only National Road Transport Association representing operators, NatRoad is pushing federal and state governments to urgently do more. The information from this survey strengthens that call. Without action now, the fuel crisis risks causing serious and long-lasting damage to our industry, with flow-on effects across the entire supply chain. The survey takes only 5 minutes to complete, and all responses will remain strictly anonymous. Complete the survey at the link in the newsletter.
Today, the federal government announced small businesses affected by fuel supply issues will now be able to access temporary tax relief from the ATO. Measures could include more flexible payment plans, reduced interest and penalties, and changes to PAYG instalments if income has dropped. Some compliance and debt collection actions may also be paused. The Small Business Responsible Lending Obligation exemption will be extended for a further 10 years to continue to help small businesses access easier and faster credit, while banks, lenders, and insurers are also putting more resources in place to support small businesses, farmers, and communities struggling with cost pressures.
HVNL amendments will come into law in July 2026. At the centre of the reforms is an enhanced accreditation framework that strengthens the NHAS and makes safety management systems a core auditable requirement. The amendments to the HVNL bill bring 4 major changes that you should know about. The 4 NHVAS schemes will merge into 2 accreditations, one covering general safety through an SMS and the other managing customized fatigue, work rest hours, or vehicle mass limits. Audits will be required to test SMS effectiveness, support ongoing safety improvements, and reduce compliance breaches. A new unfit to drive requirement for drivers of vehicles over 4.5 tonne expands beyond fatigue to include illness, injury, mental health, substance use, and other risks. The new NHVR codes of practice will guide operators in developing effective SMS frameworks to manage public safety risks. Teletrack Navman Solutions is specifically designed to help you manage your obligations to mitigating risk by a range of applications created to digitally transform your SMS policies into workflows your team can easily manage. Read the full article on how Teletrack Navman can support your business through the HVNL changes at the link in the newsletter.
You can't control the price of fuel, but getting support early can help you lighten the load. That is why Healthy Heads in Trucks and Sheds have created a dedicated page on their website to provide practical support for mental health and financial distress. Visit the page to receive free confidential support practical tools, and follow the next steps to help you feel clearer, calmer, and more in control. Visit the Healthy Heads website to find out more.
From Wednesday, 1 April, the road user charge for heavy vehicles will reduce to zero based on the following. Fuel excise of all fuels will be cut by 50% to 26.3 cents per litre, which you will receive at the Bowser, receiving 26.3 cents per litre back in your GST when you claim fuel tax credits. The road user charge will effectively be reduced to zero. To gain the maximum benefit, we have two simple actions to take. Lodge your BAS monthly and claim your fuel tax credits. NatRoad has a number of resources to help you manage this process. Head to the member portal to access all the information you need to help manage your cash flow.
NatRoad would like to thank Teletrack Navman for sponsoring this newsletter.